Hello guys, welcome to my channel George Floyd History. I will probably change it into something else, but if you have any suggestions, please write them in the comments. So today I will explain stuff on this iceberg chart, which is about Nazi ideology, Hitler, etc., which is the stuff that most people just know nothing about. So obviously I will start from tier 1, but I will go through this tier quickly because most people already know this stuff and it's just not that interesting. Mein Kampf. So from German, Mein Kampf means my struggle, and it is Hitler's book which he wrote while being in prison in 1925, and it's not actually that interesting. He just talks about his life and the National Socialist movement. Genocide. Genocide is the killing of a large group of people of one race, religion, nationality, etc., with the goal of just killing them all, wiping them all out completely. Hitler had one testicle. This is most likely just British propaganda. Volkswagen. From German, Volkswagen translates to people's car, because the company was made in 1937 as a project to make a car that families could afford. During the war they made some military vehicles, also using slave labor. And after the war they just kinda stayed around and continued existing. But to be fair, they aren't the only Nazi company that still exists today. Hitler failed art school. Hitler failed twice at the entrance exam in the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna, in 1907 and 1908. They told him that he would be better as an architect, but he didn't become one. Instead he continued painting and selling his works until World War I started. Also, most people who bought his paintings during that time were Jewish. Enigma machine. The Enigma machine was a cipher device developed in Germany at the end of World War I, but was only used during World War II. It was used to encrypt military and other communication to hide it from the enemy, but Alan Turing and some other people, mostly Poles, managed to crack it and make it useless. Hitler saved from drowning at age 4. There is a myth that Hitler was saved from drowning when he was 4, but there is no evidence for it. Well, there was a child rescued from the Inn River in 1894 in January when Hitler would have been 4 years old, but there is just no evidence that the child saved was actually Hitler. Alright, we have reached tier 2, this is where the actual interesting entries start. Mengeles medical studies. Joseph Mengele was an SS officer who performed medical studies in Auschwitz. He was especially interested in twins, and it is estimated that during his time at Auschwitz he had experimented with up to 1,000 sets of twins. His experiments weren't really scientific. They included amputating healthy limbs, deliberately infecting them with diseases such as typhus, or sewing twins together to create conjoined twins. Most died during these procedures, and most of the time, if only one of them died, they were just killed out. Some would be killed without any purpose. There is one known incident where Mengele killed 14 people by injecting their hearts with chloroform. After the war, Mengele escaped to Argentina and lived in South America until his death in 1979, when he had a stroke while swimming. Verband Nationaldeutschen Juden. The Association of German National Jews was a German Jewish organization that supported Hitler. Their goal was to assimilate Jews into Germany. Most of its members were nationalistic World War I veterans who believed that the Nazi anti-Semitism was just to stir up the masses and get more votes. The organization was outlawed in 1935 and its leader Max Naumann was imprisoned for a few weeks. Operation Himmler, Gleiwitz incident. Operation Himmler was a series of false flag attacks in German territory in order to justify invading Poland. If you don't know, a false flag attack is when a country attacks itself but blames it on somebody else. Mostly it is done to justify an invasion. There have been multiple false flag operations even in modern times. For example, the 1999 Russian apartment bombings was most likely a false flag operation. The Himmler operation consisted of multiple false flag incidents, but the most famous one was the Gleiwitz incident on 31st of August 1939, when some German operatives dressed in Polish uniforms went to Gleiwitz radio tower and broadcasted an anti-German message in Polish. To make the attack more convincing, they shot Franciszek Honiok and placed his body near the radio tower. Franciszek is now regarded as the first victim of World War II. Book burning. The Nazi book burning started on May 6, 1933, when the German Student Union made an organized attack on the Institute of Sexology in Berlin and burned their gay literature, which is from 12,000 to 20,000 books and journals. Most of these books were just straight up pornography, so nothing important was lost. The book burnings later spread to communist and Jewish literature. They also just banned some authors like Karl Marx and Franz Kafka. Nowadays, in a lot of places where books are burned now stand memorials. Hitler clones. There is a conspiracy theory that Hitler was cloned, but there is no evidence. There's also a movie called Boys from Brazil, where Hitler gets cloned, but that is just a parody, there is no evidence that it has ever happened in real life. Argentina. After World War II, as many as 9,000 Nazi war criminals escaped to South America. Some of these people were Joseph Mengele, Adolf Eichmann, Erich Priebke, Eduard Rochman, and many others. Unlike other countries at that time, Nazis could blend into Argentina because it already had a quite large German population from post-World War I immigrants. Today there are thousands of Nazi descendants and entire German towns. There is also a conspiracy theory that Hitler himself escaped to Argentina, but this is very unlikely. Alright, I will end the video here. This is just like an experiment, I just want to see if people will actually watch this shit. So if you will actually watch this shit, please write in the comments what I should change my channel name to, because I don't want this to be George Floyd history.